side of the nation. From the furnace fires of Jamshedpur Steel City to the fearless roar of the Highlanders from India's far edge, both the sides have arrived here at the Super Cup, carrying history and heart. One plays with muscle, the other with melody, and under Goa's sunset skies, we're about to see who turns the heat into glory. A very good evening and welcome to the All India Football Federation Super Cup. This is the Group B encounter. Jamshedpur FC taking on NorthEast United FC. Both the sides having played one game, one facing defeat while the other sharing spoils with their opposition. Speaking of Jamshedpur of first, 2-0 defeat to the host Goa. They're currently at the bottom with 0 points. A must-win game for them to stay alive. And I say the same for NorthEast United because they just have 1 point after that draw against Interkashi. Conceded a couple, scored a couple. They showed their few points where they can try and attack, make those patterns. But lapses and defensive transitions did not work for them. And that is why they will look to do themselves one step better and convert a draw to a victory here in order to stay alive at the Super Cup. Players, of course, made it to the stadium and at the dressing rooms. They had their last say before stepping onto the pitch with the intent of going all out. I'm sure they were a bit dodgy here as the rains came down in Goa. Great weather, one can say. While you expect utmost humidity in a city like Goa, the rains just make it a lot more blissful. The players, of course, warmed up in order to prepare themselves for D-Day. They know how the conditions are like. They, of course, know each other as opponents. A lot of times through the Indian Super League, we've seen these two teams go up against each other. We know Jamshedpur FC will be playing quite tactical. And looking at their starting lineup, the 4-3-3 combination, Mark, Serkovic, Pratik and Barla taking care of the defensive lineups. The midfield featuring the captain, Pranay, Hirata, Ray, and of course the forward lines of Vinci and Sanan on the right and left respectively, and Messi Boli up front. Let's not forget the goalkeeper Albino Gomes, the experienced campaigner with the gloves for them. And this is the starting 11 that the gaffer for the Jamshedpur FC side, Stephen Diaz, has decided. A lot of interesting substitutes also that we can expect to see off the bench. Of course, time will tell as to when Mr. Stephen decides to bring them on and make that quick impact against a very fast, a very effective NorthEast United side, whose starting 11 we will soon get to witness on our screens and get an understanding of how they are coming in to this matchup. Of course, Jamshedpur FC, they didn't really get a hold of their game in that opening encounter. But for NorthEast United in that first match, they were trailing by a goal. They came back to take the lead and unfortunately conceded another. But looking at the side, they have players who've tasted a lot of quality football in recent times, all the way from their performance in the previous season in its entirety to a few players getting to go out there and play for the under-23 national team as well as the senior national team. That being said, NorthEast United, known for its success, especially over the last 2 years when they started winning trophies. And you know, teams, once they start winning trophies, they want to build on that legacy and they don't stop for a quiet bit. Here are the players, of course, warming up here in the Bambolim pitch, getting accustomed along with the rain. We will, of course, have a glance at the starting 11 for NorthEast United. Gurmeet, of course, will be commanding from the back with the gloves, and right in front of him will be his four defenders, Tondonba, Zabako, the captain, Dinesh, and Redeem taking care of that back four of theirs. And in front, we will have the midfield trio of Maya, Shima Nunez, and Andy. And let's not forget a very interesting forward line. You have Ajray, Prathi, Partib, and Jairo up front for Northeast United. So the 4-3-3 for them as well, as Mr. Juan Pedro has decided to go for this. He's also got a lot of interesting names on the bench, all the way from Toy to Robin Yadav, McCatton Lewis, of course, Lal Rianzula, and a lot more of big names on that lineup. So Northeast United have made it clear coming in with a lineup like this. They will focus on ball control, given how Chema and Andy are good maestros when it comes to controlling the game, and having a player like Ajray up front, they can quickly open up that fluid attacking pattern. So the laps is something that they will have to watch out for, because that played a key role in the previous game. Match ball won't be looking so neat and clean in about a couple of hours, but I think that's the beauty of sport. Be it a jersey, a shoe, or any equipment, it cannot be clean. It's got to get dirty with all that mud, sweat, and a lot of wearing out. Both the sides, of course, making their way into the center of the pitch, lining up. And given the fact that it is neutral territory, it just feels like both the teams have chosen a side, because in Goa, football doesn't need an invitation of sorts. All we need is a whistle and a pitch to play on. And the Super Cup, as we all know, has been so interesting, so intriguing. Such massive matches. This being a big platform for all the players to show their best. And as we all know, the team that finishes on the top will be making it to the AFC Champions League 2. Of course, the ACL 2 game was played in this very state just a few weeks back, where we saw one of the strongest sides currently in Saudi Arabia and Asia make it to Goa. And we had a few big names, from the likes of Sadio Mane to Joao Felix making an appearance. And let's not forget the Indian youngster from Goa itself, Bryson, scoring that big goal, which made things a lot more interesting. So we can expect a lot of goals like that through the course of the next 90 minutes. Jamshedpur FC, of course, want to get on that scoring groove. NorthEast have scored a couple of times so far in this Super Cup, but I'm sure the Highline captains now just quickly take picture and go on to take their positions on the pitch. The officials will shake hands before taking their positions, and in just a couple of minutes time we will kick off and get this exciting match underway. Both the teams, of course, will break off their huddles and get on with this. Mr. Tejas Viswarao will be adjudicating the game with the whistle. And my name is Ryan James, and I will be joining each and every one of you live on the commentary box for this one. This is the AIFF Super Cup 2025. You're watching it live and exclusive on the AIFF Indian Football YouTube channel. And as you all know, the match is played at the Fatoda, are live and exclusive on Star Sports and JioStar. Game soon after this at 7:30, as both the teams have taken their positions and we're all set for the referee, Mr. Tejas, to blow the whistle and allow the players to get this match underway. I think we can expect Jamshedpur to push for that early goal and use their wide areas through players like Vinci Barreto and Messi Boli, while NorthEast will look to Chima and Andy, who will often try and get their midfield duo, confusing the opposition. Players are settling in. Here it is. Two teams, two philosophies, one sunset. Bambolim is ready. Are you, my friends, watching this game live? As the official checks his clock. He's just waiting for that last confirmation to get this one underway. So, here we are, the men from the mines against the men with music. The ones who build versus the one who believe. One chasing survival and the other looking to make a statement. A must-win encounter. NorthEast United with a point, looking to take away 3. That's a good ball played down to the right flank. He crosses that one in and it's safe in the hands of Albino Gomes. Albino Gomes, of course, from Goa, an excellent shot stopper. We've seen him play for top teams in the past. Quick throw and taken. Ray and Mark there just playing around with the ball. Good pressure from NorthEast, but even better quick passes from Jamshedpur. That's well penetrated. And a corner is one of that effort. A good initiative from the players to be patient and get those passes quick. And NorthEast concede an early corner. Ray lining it up. What's he got in store here? Ball's coming inside, but again played to safety. Follow-up shot. Well, nothing much for Gurmeet to worry about. Gurmeet Singh from Punjab, donning that NorthEast goalkeeping gloves. That's a good ball played through the middle. He's got in fair. The shot coming in and... oh my word, that would have been a banger to start off. Sanan had a good view. And he knows... could have tried something different perhaps and seen a different result. But play continues. They are showing the early signs NorthEast United, the forward trio, all eyes will be on them. This was the chance. Cross once again, this time taken care of by the defense. Albino will hold on to it yet again. And speaking of the NorthEast trio up front, Azar along with Partib and Gyro, those three combine so well, and they're a treat when you have a strong midfield like Chima and Andy who can play those great balls as the flag goes up here. Speaking of the formation, we know both the sides have opted for that 4-3-3, and Jamshedpur, they like to play a disciplined game and press on those wide transitions, while NorthEast United stick to 4-3-3 but play more possession based. The midfield is what they will emphasize on, and that's where a lot of their attacks start on to be progressive. A long pass, Partib now looking for that effective cross. And he knows he should have evaluated that a bit more. Here's a replay. He didn't really get a hold of it, but that is something they like to do. The central build-up is what we will see them pushing for, along with the wide overloads. Jamshedpur, on the other hand, would love to see some more success up front after that opener, which didn't really go their way. Well, 5 minutes have almost been played and no clear chance yet for either of the teams that has really put any of the keepers to test. As we know, the game of football, it takes its own sweet amount of time before changing gears. Throw in taken quick, and it's gone to that far left side. Azar will be happy to have gotten the corner out of it. NorthEast United on the attack. They love to exploit those half spaces. Azar gets on those link plays, which makes things quite hard. It's a throw in directly taken towards the box. Bit of a tough shot there, followed by another which is blocked. Possession still on with NorthEast. Chima getting involved, losing the ball. Here comes Jamshedpur on the attack. They're switching gears. This is a great ball inside, followed by the brilliant first touch. His teammates brought down Rafael Bambolim. We've seen him at his prime. He is capable of making that one, although he was way off in this attempt. Bambolim from Cameroon. Target man, of course. 12 goals over the last 2 seasons. He's gotten a couple this time. Effective one touches, but they lose the ball. And it's back on with NorthEast. Player brought down there by Pratik. Well, I see something different from Jamshedpur today. They are not wasting any time. The moment they win back the ball, we see them looking to switch gears and go on the attack. This is the challenge. It's Zapko who committed the challenge on Bambolim. Play continues here at Bambolim. Once again, looking to find Bambolim in the box. Finds a white shirt instead, and it's cleared forward. NorthEast holding fort pretty well on the defensive end so far. Jamshedpur still trying and creating chances. This is nicely done. Played towards the right. Contained by the defense of NorthEast as they look to transition. And that's going to be a clear foul. Referee just warning the player instead of thinking of something a lot more stringent. Maybe a bit too early to issue a card. Zaire was thinking of quickly moving forward the moment that long ball was played towards him. He ran into a boulder of sorts. Prannoy, the captain, not too wise to get involved with a challenge like that early on. He survives it as no card is issued and play continues here at the GMC Stadium in Bambolim. A rainy day out here, but no rain's going to stop football. Good ball played, and NorthEast continues to open up the wings, although on this occasion Mark Zoe and his team did a good job to force the ball out of bounds. Still no clear-cut chance for either of the teams, but perhaps missing that one brilliant play. Can they churn something up? He's played the through ball. His teammates received it, but not in the best of angles. Minus is it, and it was not well received. Just looks at his teammate and thinks what he could have done different. Messi Boli again. I think he would have been better if he had a go from there. It's well within his range, but I'm sure he had something else in mind. Looking to play that one out far wide for NorthEast. And possessions back on with Jamshedpur. Ten minutes of football have passed. Still no goal to separate the two teams. Jamshedpur FC, as we know, they thrive on that early lead, given their history of football, wherever they've tasted success. That's what they're looking to engage on. Good movement of the ball. Played inside. Vinci now finds his teammate. Lofted cross. Nothing much coming out of that one. It still turns out to be a positive. Mr. Juan Pedro Ben Ali Hamu, the coach for NorthEast United, will fancy all 3 points off of this fixture. He knows his team should have taken away all 3 before conceding that second and the equalizer in that match against Interkashi. And that is where NorthEast are vulnerable to those aerial wings, and a foul committed here. Player not too happy. Gyro. And that's the intent of a player like him. The moment he has the ball, all his focus is on advancing it from that position. And given his body, he's prone to making such challenges. Throw in taken quick here. He's through, needs to find his teammate. The slide tackle for the safety, and the keeper had to charge forward. Gurmeet Takes a safe gamble. And that's the kind of chance that Jamshedpur will often thrive on. This time going through the right, and that is exactly what Vinci brings to the table. He will combine with Pula and Messi Boli to keep the defense guessing. Northeast now on the attack. Well left. Played forward by Redeem, but a bit too hard for Hyro to keep up with. And interestingly, we're seeing both the teams engage more towards their right flank. One may suppose a sudden change over to the opposite end could perhaps be the way to surprise the opponents. Steven Benedict Diaz. He may have a Goan name. Watching keenly. He knows this is a do-or-die fixture as well for his team. More importantly, they're looking to get on the points table and also get on the goal scoring tally for this edition of the Super Cup. Messi Boli off that first touch gets fouled. Seems to be in a bit of a tussle. Dinesh there. It's Redeem who commits the foul. And a free kick now. First one here in this match. And it's from a rather interesting position. Of course, a moment of brilliance can see it go in goal from the very spot. But from this angle, we often see the ball being guided into the box when you have such tall players like Pranoy, Messi Boli. Likely to be one of those passes, searching for his teammate, can't find him. And a long range shot goes over the post. It's taken a deflection. Jamshedpur continue to take shots at goal. What's it going to be off this corner? It's a long one, powerful one, and it sails over everybody and out for a goal kick. "15 minutes of football here at the GMC Stadium in Bambolim. Jamshedpur have perhaps created more chances, but it still made no difference. Northeast now on the attack, looking for that through ball through the middle. A pitch perfect pass could have possibly seen the player go through. The chances keep on coming, but that one clear-cut chance which can separate the two teams is yet to come through. Maybe we're waiting for that one magical pass that leads to a good opportunity. Nicely won back, although it's played back to the defender, putting him under some pressure, and he turns the ball over. Possession's back on with Northeast. Hyro is brought down, play on, says the referee. And Northeast will once again contain that long ball attempt towards Messi Boli. So they continue to play those long balls without any hesitation towards Messi Boli. And that seems to be a strategy of sorts that Jamshedpur have decided to turn their tails to. Mark throws it in. Sanan. Back to Ray. Ray now with some skills minuses it to Sanan, who plays it into the box, and nothing much comes out of it. Northeast now on the transition, and you can see the rain getting to the pitch. The ball is slowed down a bit. This is, of course, gonna put the players to a different sort of test. Not one that they're not used to, but it is, of course, different than you would expect. He's a joy to watch when he's on the ball, isn't he? Shema Nunez from Spain. He's a creative hub, a set-piece expert. He's gotten 4 goals and 6 assists in the previous Indian Super League season. Will be key out here in this matchup. NorthEast looking to gather a bit of possession to themselves. That's something they like to do, and that's the style of football. They want to maintain ball control as much as possible, which develops a small bit of anxiety on the opposition. Shema not too happy about something. NorthEast opting for the traditional throw-in, which is used as a set piece. Here comes the ball directly into the box. Open chance. Oh, it is the crossbar, but the follow-up is good. And NorthEast United, courtesy of the man we were just talking about, have scored. Shema Nunez, the maestro from Spain, puts NorthEast United up 20 minutes into this one. And this is how they captivate. They are known for those quick play and link transitions which leads to goals like this. Shema Nunez, take a bow. If you look at his positioning also while that throw was being taken, he was outside the box. He knew he was going to charge in and perfectly post this shot that Jairo missed. It was cleaned up by Shema Nunez. And that puts the Highlanders up top in this game. 4 goals and 6 assists in the previous season. And that's his first goal to start off this one. And play continues as Jamshedpur FC is down by a goal 20 minutes into this game. Clear offside there. They got to be a bit more wary from this point. This is the advantage of the opening goal. NorthEast United, of course, may have had more confidence coming into this fixture as the ball is once again crossed into the box, but no white shirt to receive. Speaking of NorthEast confidence, of course, they've fared well in scoring a couple of instances in that first game. We come back to that. Here's Jamshedpur on that right flank, looking to get through the middle. But again, those first touches won't come out as fluid as you would expect, especially when the outfield is soaked up with a lot of water, given the constant rain. Jamshedpur will now have to step out of their compact block and expect more space for Parthib and Jairo to exploit. Can they create something out of this? Messi plays it back. Prannoy looking for his teammate. Brilliant pass, but quickly flooded by a flurry of players. Prannoy not waiting and just finding Sanan on that cut through the middle. The flag did go up. But it shows that Jamshedpur look to create something of those long passes that they have relied on. And it's not just targeted towards Messi Boli. You have Sanan coming through the wings to receive those as well. NorthEast were the team to concede first in their first matchup against Interkashi, and they will be happy that they're the first ones to get on the score sheet here. I'm sure they would love to top it with a victory off the charts. But coming back to Jamshedpur, they created more chances, safe to say, up until now. But unfortunately, they have conceded. But given the time, the game is still open to keep us on the edge. NorthEast will look at their rhythm. Something similar. Balls thrown in towards the box, but cleared forward by Jamshedpur. Here's Messi Boli. Needed to get that quick cross up front and just gets a little handsy between those players. Nothing too serious as play continues. No, says the official, and he asks them to take the free kick again. It was the challenge. Jamshedpur were looking to immediately make the transition and start a counter-attack of sorts. It's already gotten a wee bit physical 25 minutes into this. And you can see the movement of the ball as well in the outfield now that the rains have come in. Players adapting to it as well. Great header as he looked to find Sanan on the cut. I think Jamshedpur continue to look dangerous on that transition, and that is what they have to try and find themselves creating. NorthEast now on the attack, and they are very crisp when it comes to their attack and their football. They use the lines efficiently. They keep the opposition guessing. Here's Chema on the run, looking to play it down left. And it's intercepted by Nikhil. Nikhil Barla from Jharkhand. Of course, he's come through the academy, or a talented youngster. 6 ISL starts for him prior to this game. Of course, he will look for a lot more when the league starts very soon. Once again, Jamshedpur looking to go long on that first pass. Messi Boli will smartly avoid that slide tackle to keep possession. Meanwhile, player down for NorthEast. Seems to be in a bit of a stiff position, but he's back up on his feet, which is a good sign. Dinesh Singh, the young lad from Manipur, a very reliable fullback. He's played over 25 games for the club. He'll now be wary on the defense. The cross for Jamshedpur, looking to find Messi Boli. He could not stop that right in front of him. Pranoy has a go from distance, but it's not a big one to put Gurmeet to test. Once again, Jamshedpur FC, they rack up the chances created, they rack up the shots taken, but it just continues to be a mere stat. Headed forward, Bambolim looking to play it through. But again, Tondonba, Zabko, Dinesh and Redeem, the back four of Northeast United, they've seemed quite solid, although they are quite vulnerable. They often lapse in those defensive transitions. So that's where Northeast have to be caught. I'm sure Jamshedpur is trying to do that with those quick advances. And that's how Northeast conceded both their goals yesterday. The transition to defense is something that they lag a bit on. Long ball played inside, and that's what we're talking about. Look at this. A lot of space for Prateep. He plays it to Bambolim. It's something cheeky attempted. And yet again, it's just an attempt. And Northeast look to switch it up by inflicting a counter, but a lot of red shirts have come back. Possession still with Northeast though. Brilliant ball played inside, and there we go! Northeast United bringing out quality football. It is Ajer who finds the back of the net of that brilliant volley. It is first the pass, and the Moroccan makes no difference. He is a goal-scoring threat and the ideal link-up striker for any midfielder on the... And Aladidine Aijare scores for Northeast to double their lead 29 minutes into this one. Meanwhile, that's the beauty of Chima Nunez. A goal and assist for him. And what a mastermind. Northeast United conceded 2 in their previous one. And here today they are the first one to score a couple. Albino Gomez, goalkeeper, not too happy with how things are faring currently. And he's got every right to not be in a good mood. But speaking of that link-up play between Chima Nunez and Azer, meanwhile, this play started. Bambolim looked to have a shot. Rafael Bambolim, we've seen him in his glory days, of course. I'm sure he's got a lot of it in store, as that's the confirmation of Azer scoring. And a Spanish-Moroccan link-up leading to that second goal. But speaking of Rafael Bambolim, just one shot from him so far in this game. And given his goal-scoring ability, you would like to see a few more with confidence coming from him. Because we're seeing that same confidence from Pranoy and Sanan, who are having a go at the goal without any hesitation. Good job by Northeast to win the ball back. There's Andy playing it back to his defense. Good triangular move. Redeem looking to advance it, loses the ball. Here comes Jamshedpur. Sanan immediately finding Bambolim, back to Sanan. Creates some space with Mark, who's late to the ball. Sabko sliding it away to safety. Throw in taken. A cross is needed. It was a cross, but not one to his teammate. Jamshedpur FC still looking to make use of those wide areas of theirs. You have Sanan, you have Vinci Barreto, who can use the wide areas. But instead, it's their players committing fouls on the opposition, being down 2-0. First player to go into the book. I think he was just a bit too frustrated given the situation of the game and how NorthEast transition. He had to just put that potential play to stop. This is the challenge, and the official didn't shy away from reaching out for his pocket and is showing that card. Ray is the first player from Jamshedpur to go into the book. Ray Tachikawa from Japan. He's got insane playmaking ability and vision in tight spaces. Didn't have the best of vision on that slide tackle. We expect something creative from here on off of this set piece. It's a very, very long free kick, but we all know what Andy's capable of viewing. He looked to play it far wide to, I think, Redeem, who moved up forward. And I like how Redeem is, without any hesitation, moving up front and assisting Andy, Partib and Hyro on that right. Here he is. Is he going to fancy a throw in directly at the box? No, he goes short this time. NorthEast, I'm sure they have taken control of this game with the 2-goal advantage, and now you can see how they are just focusing on what they do always. That's possession. It keeps the opposition guessing, and here Jamshedpur FC almost committing those errors. Once again, possession switches back up, foul committed in the process. "10 minutes on the trot here in the first half. Jamshedpur know their way forward. It's pretty simple. Try and make the second half as easy as possible for them. And to do that, a goal would be ideal. Reduce pressure, more confidence. NorthEast won't mind it at the same time. They will play sensible. They will make use of the lead. And of course, they need to keep the goal difference factor if they want to qualify from this group. As the ball gets a piece of the referee, will be a drop ball. But looking at this lineup, they definitely have what it takes to come back from this position. Nothing to take away from Jamshedpur's talent. From experience all the way to young blood who can make that impact. Here he is with that cross, but not an impactful cross. At least not the one we were expecting. Sanan Mohammad from Kerala. 3 goals for him in the Durand Cup 2024. Would love to score 3 here in this matchup and take away all 3 points. Although that seems like a dream as it stands. Play on, says the referee on the challenge. Players down. He seems to be in a lot of pain. NorthEast will lose out possession for the player to get treated quickly. I think the absence is quite evident. Vinci Barreto, Messi Boli, they often link up, or they are expected to link up very effectively. But we don't see those immediate passes. We see Sanan getting involved. We see Messi getting involved. But neither of the two are getting involved with Vinci Barreto. Rafal Messi Boli arrived in India playing for Kerala Blasters. Was quite lethal in his opening season here at India. Quick passes again for Northeast. And this time they decide to have a go in search of their forwards. That's well advanced through the left. Looking to dribble past the defender. Good job by the defense to hold strong on that 1v1. And Jamshedpur will look to switch pedestals. Messi Boli once again. He's that type of forward who, the moment he receives these long balls, he's looking to engage on that first touch give and go. He wants to give that one quick pass to one of his teammates and then turn and have a run towards goal and receive it. The Northeast defense have clearly done their homework. They're allowing Messi Boli to get close to the ball, but they're not giving him the space to do what he wants. Jamshedpur again, the defensive error. This is Chema, but no Chema magic off of that possession. Speaking of Chema Nunez magic, a goal and assist. Maybe from Spain, but he's definitely accustomed to Indian conditions. Be it a humid city like Goa, which can throw down showers of rain, it makes no difference. I think Spanish football, they love football nevertheless. Here's Jamshedpur looking for chances. It's been a while since they got one. Messi Boli with a real good chance. And his reaction says it all. He knows he should have found the back of the net there. It was just him and Gurmeet. It should have been him, Gurmeet, and the goal. A great ball, and more such plays is what is needed for Jamshedpur FC. My oh my, how ideal that would have been to close out the first half with 5 minutes to spare. It would have perhaps spiced things up to close out the first. But still time for Jamshedpur here on the first to perhaps score a goal. And if my memory is right, that's Messi Boli's second shot of the match. His first one was early on in the initial minutes, where he had a go from way long range. And this time, from possibly the closest of ranges, he could not find the back of the net. Oh, great ball. The flag goes up as expected. I like how Northeast are sticking to their strength of ball control through the middle, involving Maya, Chima and Andy. Prateep also sometimes comes back and contributes to the midfield. The constant switches keeps Jamshedpur guessing. Now they will try to keep their opponents guessing. Here's Vinci. Quick cross through the middle, long range shot, and it goes out for a corner kick. Puya there, going for the longer one. Tachikawa to take the corner. Got 4 assists in the previous ISL season. Can he get one here to put his team somewhere in this one? And there we go, he does! The corner kick from Rei Tachikawa has led to the captain. Pranoy finding the back of the net. And game on, says Jamshedpur FC. Well calculated, he was not marked. It was Pranoy and Messi Boli charging in at the same time. And Pranoy gives Jamshedpur FC the fuel to stay on in this matchup. With a couple of minutes and a few to be added on here in the first half, it's Northeast United FC 2 and Jamshedpur FC 1. And how much is this going to change this game? Pranoy, the captain, stepping up for his team. Jamshedpur now looking to just create something out of this possession. Would be ideal if they get that equalizer. But it's perhaps asking for too much. Northeast on the other side. Quick transition on the attack. Long ball finds his teammate. Maintains the dribble and a foul committed. Player not too happy with that decision. He pleads to the referee. The referee continues to ignore him. More importantly, it's a free kick for Northeast United. A good chance for the Highlanders to go back to that double goal advantage, as the fourth official confirms 3 minutes to be added on as we cross the 45-minute mark. We have Andy along with Aher out there for the free kick. Aher goes for it and almost gave us a screamer to celebrate. It was close. And Northeast continue to show the fire they have in them to captivate from a set piece like that. Couple more minutes here in the added time of the first half for Jamshedpur to make things level. But speaking of Pranay's header, a big one from the captain to keep his team alive. Of course, they've not gotten a point yet in the table. They're sitting at the bottom. They would love to open it up. And to do that, they will first have to tie this game. And if they want all three, they would have to score a couple of goals from here. Back on with Northeast. And the quick play forward is of no use. Although they win the ball back, courtesy of that Albino Gomes clearance. And some space on the right for Redeem. Weaves the ball inside. Headed clear. Still with Northeast. Quite feisty with those passes. And they continue to hold on to possession. Here's Chima. Looking for his teammate. But the header is clear. Jamshedpur surviving each scare that the Northeast wingers and forwards are combining to create. This time he was looking for Parthib to connect on that one. And Redeem continues to get involved up top. Jamshedpur right now may have lesser chances, but may have more chances. But Northeast is making use of each and every one that they are getting, whether it's more or less. Although in this instance, they don't get that ideal pass. Albino quickly takes the goal kick and finds Messi Boli on the other end. He plays it back to Sanin. Sanin from long range. Oh my word! Sanin could have just set the roof on fire with that one. It was well taken, and to his hard luck, it just didn't dip in the right fashion as it should have. And that's a sign. And I'm sure it's a message to the Northeast United players that this game is far away from done. And speaking of, Jamshedpur have scored that goal to come back and also have a few more chances after. It shows that Jamshedpur are not going to shy away from this one in any manner. At halftime, it is the Highlanders 2 and Jamshedpur FC 1. The captain, Pranoy, allowing his team to reduce the deficit to 1, and a thoroughly entertaining 45 minutes. It was Northeast United who took the lead through their Spanish playmaker Chema Nunez, first with a brilliant strike and then the inch-perfect assist to his teammate Aladdin Aher. But it just when it looked like Jamshedpur might collapse, their captain Pranoy Haldar stepped up, bouncing off that corner in the 43rd minute to pull one back. It's been a half of a sharp contrasts. Northeast smooth and composed in possession. Jamshedpur slightly scrappy but spirited. It's 2-1 and still very much alive. Northeast have the rhythm, but Jamshedpur have the fight. Second half coming your way very soon. Don't go anywhere. This is the AIFF Super Cup.
Good evening, everyone in Bambolim this evening. Good evening, everyone in Bambolim this evening. East Bengal and Chennai FC meet not in casual contest but in pursuit of survival. For one, it's about reclaiming rhythm. For the other, it's about redemption. And as the air is heavy with intent, the kind that separates hope from heartbreak, East Bengal, steeped in heritage, and lets us roll. And finally, in Bambolim, Chennai FC, it was Mandar Rao Desai moving forward. And this might be an opening that they are looking forward to. They do get a break and a shot. They'll need to be a bit more hardy. They'll need to be a bit more careful about the movements. And that will be a very good position to have a free kick from. It was a fine run altogether. Just to understand what's going on. And the yellow card has been shown to Jiteshwar Singh early on in the game. A quick look. Yeah. Miguel takes it straight into the hands of Mohammad Nawaz. A few quick passes being exchanged. And now Jay Gupta delivers it forward. Vipin Singh does well. Gets past his marker. Brought down and the referee blows the whistle, awarding a free kick for a header to be thumped towards the goal. Far post. Header comes in. Opener as well. The deadlock has been broken. And it's Kevin Sevilla with the all-important strike. That was straight out of the training sessions. Instead of going for that in-swinger from Saul Crespo. Now Mahesh Singh with a lovely ball. And Kevin started backtracking early. Did anticipate the ball coming to him. Meeting their arch rivals, Mohun Bagan Super Giants in the all-important derby. Here's another opening for East Bengal. Lovely ball from the right. Goal number 2. Bipin Singh finds the net as well. What a sensational delivery. One moment of madness and take a look at the heavy repercussions. Lovely delivery from the... And that's a decent bit of work altogether, but they'll have to come up with someone who can deliver these balls in front. Or else all the hard work, all the creativity out in the center, it won't work. Another yellow card being shown. And this time the man at the receiving end of it is Lalrin Liana Namte. And a bit of treatment there for Miguel Ferreira Damasceno. Yeah, that was a stud. Pritam Kotal. He won't be happy currently with the outcome. This could have been another cheap concession. One back. Now Mahesh Singh on the ball. Pushes it forward. Hamid Adad sets it for Bipin. And Bipin slams home his second. And East Bengal's turn. Another clinical strike from Bipin Singh. Sets the tone right. And this might very well be game set match. Even before we get into the second half. East Bengal is running riot in the Bambolim Stadium. Single time he touches the ball. And I think kudos to Hamid Adad as well. Did get a bit of a boot to that ball to set it up perfectly for Bipin Singh. One touch is all that it took Bipin. But again, not troubling enough for East Bengal. Referee blowing the whistle. Another free kick awarded to East Bengal. Another yellow card comes out flashing, this time for Irfan. Interesting. We'll take a look once again. Yeah, that clearly was a foul. Irfan, he was trying to win the ball, but that's a lovely ball forward. Bipin Singh accelerating. Drags the ball back in. Nicely controlled by Mahesh. Tries to line a shot up. Takes one from distance. Straight into the hands. Ball staying with East Bengal. Back to Miguel. Particularly in that central role. Hiroshi takes one on the turn. Rattles the woodwork. And the rebound somehow not poked in. Should have been smashed home. And take a look there. A fine bit of outside movement. Mohammad Nawaz was beaten. There. What a sensational movement. Nawaz did get a hand to it. I think it's one back at the far left. Another cross. Eludes him. Chumunda with the ball, a chance, and somehow we'll take a look again. Edmund, a bit of an outside surge there, takes a tumble and then won it back. And thereby couldn't make the most of it. Crespo, Edmund, Hiroshi, And he takes a tumble. Referee says get back up. Let's keep it rolling. It felt like that this might be a bit of a delayed call. We'll take a look again. Yeah, I think he went straight into Mandar Rao the side. And East Bengal now stands a chance of converting this and making it 4-0, which will be a massive blessing for that goal difference of theirs. Hiroshi Ibusuki. And Hiroshi finds his first goal in East Bengal colours. He'll remember this moment forever. He slams home towards the bottom right corner. No hesitations, no second thoughts. Pure precision and brilliant placement. Hiroshi Ibusuki. And what a moment for this Japanese attacker. And what a moment for the East Bengal fans as well. They keep their hopes alive.
Good evening and welcome back to the GMC Bambolim Stadium. We're all set for what promises to be a fascinating second half in this Group B clash of the Super Cup. NorthEast United lead Jamshedpur FC 2-1, but that late strike from Pranay Halder has changed the entire complexion of this contest. Here's NorthEast early on in the second, looking to pick up with that lead that they had. It was a 2-goal advantage at one point, and it's reduced to 1 with 45 minutes of football to play. Apologies to the fans for my pronunciation. Aladeen Ajer, of course, scored the goal along with Chima Nunez, who found the back of the net to give NorthEast 2 goals on the board. Be interesting how NorthEast decide to play from here on. They know that the opposition is going to have a go at them. There's Aladeen Ajare. We know what he's capable of. constantly combines with Pradeep and Hyro up front. Ajare goes for goal! And almost had Albino guessing. Northeast have started the second half with some attacking intent. You can look at them once again, quickly winning the ball back. And here's Ajare on the left. A lot of red shirts to get past. Player down as the ball's played out. Seems to have taken contact from Messi Boli. He's the first one to apologize and ensure the player's fine. This was the first goal that the captain Pranoy netted for his team to put Jamshedpur on the scorecard. We're back underway with this one as play continues. A lot of talking points from the first, but I think the key factor will be on how Northeast United hold on to this one goal advantage. They went up 2-1 in the previous one as well against Interkashi. But here's Jamshedpur FC that's gotten a lot of confidence after scoring that first goal at the 43rd. That's the substitution. Sarthak has come in for Mark Zo on that left back position. A lot of pressure was put in on that right flank, especially while we saw Northeast attacking. Perhaps that's the main reason they've taken Mark off and brought in Sarthak. It will be interesting to see if Northeast continue to go that way, as the long ball intended to find Messi Boli is contained by the nation Redeem. I think from Northeast point of view, they would want to score early on in the second. Here they come through the middle. And once again, the ball hits the referee. It's going to be a drop ball. Speaking of Chima Nunez, scored the opener and assisted the second goal for his team. And it wasn't just any assist, it was an extraordinary one to find Ajare. Countdown bar to take the throw in as the Northeast substitutes are getting ready on the sidelines. You can expect a lot of them to make appearances. Throw in. We saw the first goal come off a throw in, and this one ended up putting Albino to work. Northeast like to thrive off that throw in close to the goal. And the first 5 minutes of the second half have been in their favor. Great ball inside. The cross was a bit cheeky in search of Ajare, but it was relatively easy for Albino Gomes to get a hold of. Played forward by Nikhil. And again, this long ball intent towards Rafael Messi Boli continues. It hasn't really brought out much in terms of what they have intended. Maybe there was just one play where we saw Messi Boli receive a great ball from Pranoy itself in the first half. Hasn't been his day so far, but plenty of time for him to turn the tides. Short goal kick taken. Zapko advances it to Maya. This is Ajare. Contained. Vinci on the ball. Back with NorthEast. Partib playing it back through the middle. Pressure on Gyro as possession heads back Jamshedpur's way. They were good on the transition in the first half. They had a lot of chances. This could perhaps be one more of such chances. No, it can't. Acted too quick on it. And this has been the problem for Jamshedpur throughout the game. As Puya commits the foul. Jamshedpur have clearly lacked the ability to just calculate and make the right plays. Barring those close instances where they got quick, there's just too many instances where we're seeing wayward passes. I love to see goalkeepers passing the ball to each other. Another challenge. And possession will go back NorthEast way. The rain seems to have gotten a lot harsher. Bambolim pitch, of course, doesn't get as soaky compared to the Fatoda one. But we all do know how the ball tends to slow down on a rainy pitch like this. Once again, they continue their attack through the right, the triangle for NorthEast United on that corner. Gyro, Andy, Chema and Partib getting in at times. Possession switches over to Jamshedpur. Long ball, he needs to make a big run for it. Did he get a piece of the player? Yes, he did, says the referee. Vinci Barreto not too happy with it. And he's switched over to that left side. You see him playing on the right wing often. And here he is making the run. Zapko there taking the challenge. Jamshedpur, of course, one good transition play away from getting that big opportunity to equalize. The biggest problem is too many missed passes, just like this one, although finds its way back to Albino. Messi Boli not too happy with that decision there from the official. Nothing much he can do about it. The game slowing down in a certain manner, with both the teams just playing long balls, trying and waiting for something magical to come out of it. Can expect a few more substitutions happening in the next few minutes or so. NorthEast now on the attack. Looking to cross it out towards the box. You can hear the Jamshedpur coach urging his players to take them quick and move forward. And that is not something they'd want. Amvint missed pass, a brilliant through ball. He tried to contain it behind. And that almost led to a big chance for Chema Nunes to have a go. He's taken some contact in the process. But he seems to be okay as he gets back up on his feet. Corner kick for NorthEast United. And once again, good sequential play. Great through ball. A cheeky minus attempted from Jairo. But Chema Nunez had to be fouled in order to contain him. Corner kick as Andy is all set to line it up in search for one of his teammates. Ball's curving inside. Oh! It did get to Chema Nunez, but no shot for him. Jamshedpur need to clear this one, which they failed to do. But a foul is also committed along with a yellow card booking. Nikhil takes one for the team. NorthEast continue to create interesting chances. It was a well-taken corner. It was played far outside towards Chema Nunez, who was waiting for it. This is a challenge. Redeem goes in to the referee's book. And the number of challenges just keep racking up. Quite a few fouls in this first 15 odd minutes of the second half. Zapko, the captain, down this time. Jamshedpur did find a lot more rhythm towards the end of that first half, especially after they scored the goal. Even through the added time, they were constantly knocking doors. Let's look back at the first goal of this game. It was a great shot from Jairo, hit the crossbar, and then cleaned up by Chema Nunez, who went on to assist this brilliant ball to Alhaidin Ajer. And at the 43rd minute, it was the captain Pranoy who gave Jamshedpur FC some life into what seemed a bit too dull for them. Zapko is good as he is back on his feet and will continue on the pitch. "30 minutes of football, 30 minutes for Jamshedpur FC to try and salvage their Super Cup campaign here. They're down 2-1 in this encounter. They need a win to stay alive. So does NorthEast United. They seem to be in that position, but I'm sure they would love a few more goals that they can add on to. Kondomba engages on that quick give and go, looking for the cross. Good job on the defensive lines. Wincy Barreto falling back. Albino commanding his defense to mark the unmarked players. They can't afford to concede another. Here comes the throw-in. That's the possession change Jamshedpur were looking for, but not the advance higher pass. Oh my word, that's a mistake. But thankfully, not a grey one. It could have been costly, but they will survive that scare. Although they are put back on the defense. Here comes Vinci Barreto. He has options. He decides to play through the middle. NorthEast will take care of that intent before losing the ball. Another chance for Jamshedpur. Can they find the equalize on this one? Vinci Barreto once again through the right. Ball curved toward the box. Messi Boli can't get a piece of it. Great first touches. Jamshedpur perhaps building something up. Vinci Barreto finds his way into the box. Pranoy plays it to the middle. Long ranger. And Gurmeet can watch it sail over the post. That was a good play from Jamshedpur FC. You have the likes of Vinci along with Pranay getting involved. Although Puya went for that distant shot which went over the post. NorthEast looking to change the gear, go on the attack, but Tondomba's play inside isn't the best as he quickly apologizes and heads back. This shows the versatile playing ability of NorthEast United. They get quick on playing forward. They use the wings quite efficiently. Something that Jamshedpur is trying to do. They've managed to do it in a few possessions. This could perhaps be one. Vinci Barreto has had a decent game so far, creating chances, but that one big chance that can bring his team back into this game is still yet to come. There's Messi Boli off the dribble, looking to find his teammate right outside the box. Still with Jamshedpur. Great pass. They're maintaining possession a lot more, looking to create something out of this. Too many white shirts in the box. The ball's cleared to safety. And it should be another booking. The official taking note of that. And he did not wait before heading towards the player and registering his name into the book. Serkovic gets into the referee's book as well, holding on to the player a bit too much. Serkovic, another experienced campaigner, commands the central defense along with Pratik for Jamshedpur. Long ball is too hard for the player to keep in. NorthEast seem to not mind the situation. Jamshedpur, of course, the team that's trailing, playing a bit more desperate. There's the confirmation. Serkovic receives the yellow. Quite a few players with that first booking. We've seen a few reds being shown in this edition of the Super Cup. I think over the last few minutes, Jamshedpur FC have had the higher attacking index. But again, that just does not do the job. Especially for the team sitting at the bottom of the table, looking to get a point on the trot. Sanan crossing it, but again, nobody on the receiving end. Goes far wide to Vinci. Pranay to Vinci. Look to get that quick one to Sarthak, the substitute. Lot more players getting involved for Jamshedpur as they look to turn the tide and attack a bit more. Sarthak is set to take the throw-in. We'll hope it finds one of the maroon shirts in the box. They need a few moments of magic to come back into this one. Well, that's definitely not the moment they were looking for, as the ball's cleared forward. Just that one substitution so far in this game. Sarthak coming in for mark made by Jamshedpur at the start of the second half. There a clinical error. Alhaiden Ajare goes for goal. Albino with the stop. And did he manage to keep that one in? Ajare is frustrated. He knows he should have scored in that previous instance. As Ashir is set to check into the game. A defensive change as Dinesh, after a good performance, is checking out and paving way for Ashnir, who will join Zabko on that central defensive lineup. Meanwhile, corner kick for Northeast United, and he lines up his team. Can Northeast add salt to the wound here? Grounded corner kick. Nothing too positive off of that one. We're headed close to the 70-minute mark. Both the teams have made one sub, and all eyes would be on the substitution lines of Jamshedpur. Perhaps now's a good time with 20 minutes on the clock to bring in fresh legs in search of a super sub who can change it here for them. No foul, says the referee. Speaking of how Ray and Pranoy have handled the midfield lines of Jamshedpur, they've done that fairly decent job of not openly giving away opportunities, as some more of attacking flair is brought in. Manveer will be coming in to replace Rihata on that right back position. So Manveer coming in as a right back. You could see Jamshedpur trying to use the wings a lot more and cross the ball in, perhaps in search of Messi Boli or Sanan. Easier said than done as they look to create chances. Miss pass in this instance. And Northeast back on with possession. Long ball played forward. Chance for Northeast. All their chances seem dangerous at this point. Ajare plays it back. Curved ball inside. Gyro receives it. He's got a few options. Another ball sent into the box. Played cleared. Still with Northeast. Nunez to Ajare. Ajare through the left. Can't get the cross in. Bit harsh there. And Bambolim continues his protests against the referee. Another spot. And a chance for Northeast to weave some magic. Andy, one of the key to Northeast United's midfield, often takes these set pieces where he's going to try and look for one of his teammates in the box and find them. Redeem's also there before the ball. No, he's moved forward. Ball sent in. Not too great. And goes out of bounds. Pressure continues to build on Jamshedpur FC. On the verge of getting knocked out from the Super Cup. They had a stellar campaign last year, but as it stands, their campaign could come to an end very soon, unless something changes. Vinci Barreto on the ball. Here's the captain looking to play it forward. Well defended. Ray to Messi Boli. Tackled back for Northeast. A slight tackle to win possession back. Jamshedpur, without wasting any time, win the ball back. Given how dramatic football is, I would say now's the perfect time to perhaps reckon an equalizer. Vinci Barreto makes a run. He keeps that one in. Cross is sent inside, but Gurmeet throws himself to the ground and grabs on to the ball. It's a good job by Vinci to keep that ball in and get through with that cross. The lushy outfield might have helped him. But you can see Jamshedpur slowly trying to build up and create that one big opportunity for themselves, as Northeast at the same time is doing a great job on the defensive lines. Tondomba, Zapko, the captain, holding fort. Ashir has come in to help redeem as well. And you can slowly see how Maya and Andy are also stepping back and helping the defenders. We'll wait and see if teams decides to bring in a few more subs. I'm sure Northeast will, given how they have the lead, and would love to introduce a few more fresh legs to hold on to this situation. Jamshedpur now on the attack, looking to switch play over to that left side. Sanan just waits for the ball as Redeem takes care of it, and that's too hard for the player on that far left wing to captivate. Have to laud Redeem Tiang's performance. Young lad from Meghalaya. He loves to play through the flanks, and as we saw today, he often moves up forward, gets those crosses in, and immediately runs back on his rightful job of playing defense as well. Still plenty of time for something dramatic to happen. We all know 2-1 is the most dangerous score in football. But is it poising a moment of danger for this Northeast United side that look locked in and look firm enough to hold on to this? Jamshedpur is going to keep knocking. They win back possession. Bambolim wanted to run to keep that in. Before that, the official did call the challenge. "12 more minutes of play. Of course, a few minutes will be added on. But the next goal, if there is another goal in this game, is going to be crucial. Player down for Northeast. He's back up on his feet and a bit of confusion. But the official points possession towards the Jamshedpur goal, which means it's in favor of Northeast to take the throw in. Oh, he's through with some space, crosses it, the header! It was a good angle, and given his height, you might have thought for a wee bit of a second that the captain was going to close the game out. Substitution for Jamshedpur. Gabriel is coming in. The big question for them, can Gabriel be the hero of the bench? Challenge as the official quickly runs towards the zone where the challenge took place. Quick apology from Wincy. He also gets booked committing that tackle. Or was it Rafael Bambolim? We will wait on the confirmation. Yeah, it is Bambolim on the receiving end of that booking. Not been his ideal day on the pitch. Jitin is introduced. Attacking change. Parthib checking out after a great performance. In comes Jitin for Northeast United FC. 10 minutes for him to make his mark with regards to this game. That's the confirmation of Gabriel coming in for Sanan. Will look to combine with Bambolim up front. Huya still out there, and so is Wincy to contribute to that attacking line for Jamshedpur. That's looking to score that equalizer. Great ball played forward. It's a bit too hard, but the lush outfield will slow the ball down. And the defender does a good job to not allow Ajare to get to that. Jamshedpur playing it safe as they have to. This tends to happen. A team trailing by a goal, they press too hard, they play a bit too desperate, and they concede another. That's exactly what Jamshedpur need to avoid here. And Northeast are waiting to captivate on that one error. Here comes the throw-in. And it's played out by Pratik for a corner. Northeast United on the verge of securing all 3 points of this match. They were close to doing that in their opening encounter against Interkashi before that equalizer came in. Here they are looking to close the deal. Header off the ground. Another one on the charts, but it's cleared for Jamshedpur, and the challenge there quite evident. Andy had his protests, but the official did see that happen right outside the box. And Jamshedpur will quickly start this one. Here's Wincy on the right flank. He's made his impact. Finds his teammate on the box. Back out to Wincy. There's the cross, the header! It was probably there somewhere. But they will win a corner out of this. The Northeast players suggest that the linesman was telling that it's going to be a goal kick. But the decision stands as a corner kick. Ray lines it up. Jamshedpur FC, they scored the first through the corner. Can they score the second? A short corner here at the front post. And Northeast will contain it as they look to transition, but lose out possession while doing so. Still very much for the taking. Here is Jamshedpur FC. Have enough time to score not just one but two. The same goes for Northeast, who want to hold on to the lead and have done a stellar job so far, especially in the last 15 odd minutes where Jamshedpur have created more chances. The rains continue here at the GMC Stadium in Bambolim, and so does both the teams search for that victory. And in Jamshedpur's case, it's a lot more than the victory. It's to avoid defeat. Bambolim fights hard to advance it. The cross, hits the cross! And this is where Jamshedpur FC are letting their opponents know that it's not over yet. Northeast United continue to hold fort and have the sigh of relief. It's still not over. 5 minutes to play before the 90. And of course, the time to be added on. Play on, says the official. And a long ball attempted. Wincy looking to get through, and he is fouled by Tondomba. Looks like Jamshedpur are going to fancy their chances. Ray's got the magic to deliver a pass that can turn something like this into a goal. See the ball getting some height. Finds one of his teammates, Bambolim. Can't really captivate as the ball is cleared. Northeast defenders all on high guard. No room for error in a situation like this. Throws the ball inside. They continue to launch the ball towards the final third. This time, Bambolim not able to dribble and keep it in. It's been a hard day out at work for the Cameroon striker. He's got a great scoring flair when he's in form, but today he just hasn't gotten his groove. Maybe a few shots, but that's as far as he's got. And you can take a look at the outfield. The ball not bouncing adequately in that occasion. A few protests came in from the Jamshedpur players suggesting that Gurmeet grabbed onto the ball outside the box. Was looking to clear it as the ball hits his own teammate, who has gone down and will have plenty of time to just get back on his feet once he's okay. Jarmanpreet Singh is set to come off the bench for Jamshedpur FC. The tension's thick and both the benches are on their feet. Every tackle and every second ball and every opportunity is big in this moment. Played into the box, Messi Boli, the header! Oh my word! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are in, as long as you have the name Messi, you're gonna see something magical. And I say magical because of how he's missed out on almost every opportunity prior to this. He seemed to have struggled, but he scored when it mattered the most to equalize and put his team back in this game. Rafael Messi Boli scores. And it's Jamshedpur FC 2, NorthEast United FC 2. Smartly taken. He saw the angle in which he was in and he decided to go for that simple header off the bounce into the goal. And German will replace Pranay, who's done his job. He scored the first goal. And it's safe to say that goal had been coming. The delivery was perfect. And that striker's instinct at its best. NorthEast are back in a similar situation they saw themselves at. But credits to Jamshedpur FC. From being down 0-2 to tying it up here, showing real steel as Steven Diaz's men refuse to give in, but they will have to still be on high alert as NorthEast United come in on the attack. A good chance. A lot of protests for a foul on that shot attempt. The referee not interested in hearing any of those claims. The game continues to get a lot more tense. The tackle is clear, but not an opportunity for Messi Boli to try and score a second. The game continues to heat up. NorthEast United would be a bit disappointed. They were in a similar situation in the last game, and here they are tied up all square as we're in to the added time. Post the 95 minutes have been added on. And two more players coming off the bench for NorthEast United. It was a good outing from Tondomba on that left back position. He did contain Vinci along with Puya in several occasions, as the long ball attempt for NorthEast is contained, and Albino launches that one forward and almost found Vinci. couple of minutes have been played to the 5 that has been added on. And given the nature of football, you never know what's in store. Here's Jamshedpur. They have momentum. They were constantly attacking. They scored the equalizer. Long ball from Messi into the box. Continued opportunity once again into the box. And the dangerous plays continue to come in as the Northeast are currently on skates. Jamshedpur now with more attacking instances. The substitutes have had their impact directly and indirectly from the likes of Sarthak and Manveer, both on the defensive lines, getting engaged on the flanks, involving Vinci Barreto. Here they are coming through that right flank again, but not the best of crosses. And that's the confirmation of the two substitutes that's taken place. Rinzwalia comes in for Northeast United. Less than a couple of minutes. Possession with Northeast on that final third. Cleared. Here's Nunez looking to chip the ball into the box. Can't find his teammate. Nunez again on the ball. Quick pass, looking to receive it back. He does. Advances it towards the right. There comes the ball into the box. Cleared by Jamshedpur. And Messi Boli gets his teammate involved. A chance for Jamshedpur. Can they create one big moment and complete the comeback? Northeast United defense relentlessly equal. Into the last minute of this exciting encounter. Possessions back on with Northeast. Could this be the last chance? Here they go on the attack. Looking to play it through the middle. Unfortunately, his teammate was making the run towards the left. It's still back on with Northeast as Jamshedpur give it away. And the foul committed. A lot of emotion by the players on the pitch. And from Northeast's perspective, they will be really disappointed should they not be taking away all 3 points from this one. It's still with Jamshedpur. Last few seconds on the clock. And the corner kick has been secured. Tensions rise here at the GMC Stadium in Bambolim. It's a rainy Wednesday. And the Super Cup action continues to entertain us to the fullest. It was 2-0 at first, and now we're all square at 2 each. And we're somewhere at the brink of the final whistle. Here comes the corner kick for Jamshedpur FC. Player slips down as a few protests came in for a foul. And Northeast survived that. And Jamshedpur FC survive a defeat. Brilliant performance from them to come back from being down by a couple of goals. This is what football tends to do. You have to feel for Northeast United. They played a control game. They had dominance. They showed resilience, but unfortunately conceded 2 today as well to share the spoils at the GMC Bambolim Stadium. What a contest for all of us to witness. A game that had everything from quality to grit and late drama. Tactically, both managers do have positives to take because Northeast's Spanish core once again showed their class in possession, but the second half drop off and the deep defensive line invited pressure And credits goes to Jamshedpur for that, because they showed resilience in terms of attack. Vinci Barreto making a big impact by constantly playing hard on the wings, and Boli's presence, of course, turned the tide. It is a perfect blend of structure and heart, but a night of drama here at the Super Cup. Quality and chaos. It ends at 2 goals apiece, and the group is, of course, set for a grandstand finish. Both the sides gave everything, and if this is the standard, the tournament's only going to get better. That's the confirmation of the scoreline. A couple of goals for both the teams, and a point to share, as Northeast United remain unbeaten without a win at this Group B fixture, and Jamshedpur FC secure their first point in Group B. Advantage maybe for FC Goa. It will be interesting to see how things unfurl, and if Northeast United would have a chance to progress to the next round. That being said, a great game of basketball comes to an end. Thank you so much to all our beloved viewers for joining us live on the Indian Football YouTube channel. This is your commentator, Ryan James, signing off. Have a nice day.